Hey, Moondog here. Recently I posted some videos explaining how to easily sync your content from YouTube to Rumble, which is a great brand new platform and isn't beholden to the Google monolith. Anyway, I got a couple questions from that asking me about rights ownership. Who owns those videos that you bring over from YouTube? And I created a video on that. If you haven't seen those videos, please watch them. I'll include a link right here because it helps explain this particular video, gives you some context. Okay, so first, a quick legal disclaimer. I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a legal expert, I'm not a legal scholar.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm just a caveman.
Nor do I claim to be one. I'm just a content creator like you. Well, I'm assuming like you because you're watching this video. But I make no claims as to the legal accuracy of this. I'm just, my skin in the game is that I'm a content creator and I'm just reading the stuff that Rumble posts and I'm reading the user agreement. So that's my interpretation of it. Take it for what you will. Now, let's talk about those four options here. And this is the biggest question I've gotten from my other videos is which of these four options should you pick? Well, I always pick option 3 and that's it. So if you want to leave it at that, more power to you. But let's talk a little bit about the other options because it'll explain why I pick option 3. The first two options both say video management, and I think that is what leads to a lot of confusion for folks because they both say the same thing. Well, it's underneath them. One is exclusive and one is excluding YouTube. Well, what does that mean? When you pick video management, you are agreeing to have Rumble be your video management company. And that's kind of like being an agent for a movie star or a musical artist. They hire agents to handle all of their business negotiations and deals. Like, if they get a product placement or an endorsement contract, that agent handles that. And they work with lawyers or are lawyers and they hammer out and negotiate a deal and the artist gets paid, the agent takes a cut, yada yada yada. It's all, that's the standard business model of that. Well, you're agreeing to have Rumble be your agent, so to speak. And in some respect, it's actually a little more like if you've ever used a stock video house, if you've ever used stock footage, that's you can go to like Getty or Adobe or Pond5. There's a bunch of them online. And if you need footage for your video that somebody's shot, let's say stuff that you can't shoot yourself or don't want to, like ducks on a pond or a racing car or a guy jumping out of an airplane. If you need that footage and you want something that's professional or unusual, well, you pay a monthly fee to Getty or Adobe, and you get the rights to use all of the videos, or at least a set number of videos in their library. And Rumble would basically function like that for anybody who is interested in any of the videos on Rumble. You'll see there that you can license that video. Now, who'd be interested in that? Well, a lot of third parties like ad agencies, like the ones I used to work for, or independent filmmakers, or, for example, news outlets who are looking for footage of somebody lighting their pool on fire, something like that that they posted up on YouTube. So they would go to Rumble. And if they found that video on Rumble and say, hey, I need that for my news segment, or I need that for my commercial, they would go to Rumble and pay Rumble a fee to use that video, and Rumble would pay you your cut of that fee, which is, that's perfectly legitimate business. Now, the thing is, if you went the YouTube route, and the way it works on YouTube, if somebody's interested in the video that you posted on YouTube, well, YouTube doesn't have the right to negotiate that for you unless you've pre-approved that or made some sort of side deal with YouTube. Those third parties would have to contact you, and hopefully you've got your information there so that they can contact you, and you would have to negotiate an appropriate fee or license for them to use your video, which sounds great on paper, or at least on first blush, but then you have to think about it. Do you know what a contract looks like? Do you know if you're getting taken for a ride on your contract, or how to ask for the appropriate fee? Because there's things like, where is these commercials going to run? Which region of the country? How many people are going to be watching this? Does it include cable? Does it include, there's lots of other details that really, unless you're experienced with working out these contracts, good luck. When I worked for big ad agencies, we had a whole big legal departments to handle that. I didn't handle any of that stuff. I was aware of it, but my job was just creating the content, not working out the contract. So you would probably have to hire a good lawyer, and hopefully they'd have experience in creative negotiations or creative content contracts. But you would have to hire your own lawyer or legal team to do that, which is what you'd have to do. By choosing options 1 and 2, video management, all that headache, all that would be handled by Rumble. So yeah, that's the trade-off. Now, the reason why it's confusing, there's 2 options. One is exclusive and one is excluding YouTube. The thing is, if you choose exclusive, you're saying that the only entity that's legally allowed to represent you and negotiate any use of your content is Rumble. And here's where it gets a little dicey. If you've brought your content from YouTube and using the sync function and you chose the first option, that means that only Rumble can negotiate who is showing your content. And that also means YouTube would have to negotiate that content that was originally on YouTube. It can no longer be shown on YouTube until they negotiate something with Rumble. And that's where it could potentially affect your content on YouTube. I don't know yet if anybody's had to have their content pulled by YouTube because they chose option 1. I don't know. If you know, please leave me a comment. Let me know if you found any links to any sort of cases like that. But that's why there's an option 2. That means that Rumble will negotiate with anybody else except for YouTube. That any agreement you've had previously with YouTube still applies with YouTube. That's why there's 2 video management options. And also, that's 2 good reasons why I don't pick 1 and 2. But there is a third big reason why I don't pick options 1 and 2. If you look in the user agreement closely, it says there quite clearly that by choosing Rumble as your video management company, you have agreed to let them be your exclusive video management company for 50 years. Yeah, 50 years. That's a long time. Oh, but here's an important caveat, an important distinction. If you choose options 1 or 2, that isn't a blanket agreement. That doesn't apply to all of your content that you create. It only applies to that specific video. And every time you upload a video or even sync a video, you're asked, which licensing agreement do you want for that? Now, you can also set up defaults, but it only applies to that specific video. But should you choose options 1 or 2, that means that Rumble has the rights to that video for up to 50 years. And that's something that you can't change your mind on later, at least not after the first 90 days. You can delete the video, but actually Rumble gets to keep that video, their copy of it, for up to 50 years. So just something to be aware of. I just think that's way too long for me to want to agree to that. So that's the reason why I don't pick options 1 and 2. I only pick option 3, which is essentially the same option, the same agreement you have with YouTube. That is, Rumble gets the legal right to show your content on their platform. And if anybody wants to use that for a commercial purpose or any purpose actually, they have to contact you, the content creator, to get the license or rights, the copyrights to use your content. So that's back on you. So it works for YouTube for me, so I pick that for Rumble, and that's the reason I choose option 3. Now there isn't a 4th option, that is personal use only, and that means that you can let Rumble show your content, but they will not show ads on it. It is non-monetized. So any money, there won't be any money that you'll be getting for putting your videos on there. But it's perfectly fine because you'll put it on Rumble just so that your grandma in Lithuania can watch it. That's great too. So if you pick the 4th option, that's perfectly fine too. You just won't get any potential advertising money, or maybe you're not even worried about that. So most of my videos are monetized and I'm not getting zilcho on them just because there just aren't that many people watching. That's just the reality of it. Anyway, hopefully this was informative, and if you have any further questions, don't hesitate to leave me a comment. And if you found this video to be helpful for you, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. That's really good because not only does it help me grow this channel, but it helps you because you're taking control of the algorithm, the AI. You're telling it that this is the kind of content that you actually like and that you would actually like to see more of from myself or other content creators. So it helps you out too. And by all means, hit that bell button because you'll be notified of when I post my next video. Anyway, thanks again for watching. You be safe. Moondog, out. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, please share it on forums, Facebook, Reddit, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, MeWe, whatever social media you're on. And if you want to see all of my videos, check out moondogindustries.com.